does feel like a bit of a dream right now. I'm so happy.
It's the PokerNews Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 980 of the PokerNews Podcast presented by FanDuel Poker. I'm Chad Holloway, joined at Level 9 Studio, special guest host Hayden Hetland, a.k.a. Big Red, as well as Mike Holtz and Ben Ludlow. Gentlemen, it's going to be a good episode. We're going to talk a bunch of things. We're going to talk about this hand involving Patrick Leonard, padspoker, that people were like, why aren't you covering this? Well, we're going to. We were at the win last episode, so we're back to WSOP. We're going to talk about butt plugs, Mike's favorite subject. We're going to talk about Benny Glaser winning the 50K PPC, Josh Reichard finally getting his first bracelet, and we will talk about the Poker Hall of Fame, among other stories. First and foremost, Big Red, thanks for taking the time to join us.
I am beyond honored to be here. I just want to thank everybody for, having me. And, obviously, like, looking in from me on the past, I actually cannot believe I'm here. Like, this is pretty crazy. So I'm a little bit shaky and nervous, but
we're happy to have you, man.
Mike is the one that, hooked this all up for me, and I'm so grateful for him. And I'm excited to get this thing going.
When Mike sees a 6'9" guy who can play poker, called Big Red, he's like, we got to get this motherfucker on the pod now.
What I said was we should film something, and he went, the podcast. I went, I was thinking something else, but all right.
Yeah.
And I actually met you, I think, late last year at the MSPT in Milwaukee.
That's right, yeah.
You did really well. We played together. You might have busted me. I don't remember. Does that sound right?
I did bust.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And since then, you've been on a tear. I think seen you win a World Series of Poker Circuit Ring. You just had a deep run in the Monster Stack, was it?
Yeah.
What did you finish?
I took 29th.
Yeah. That's a hell of a run in that big field. So, yeah, we're excited to have you. Let's talk about this hand with padspoker. We're going to show it here in just a second, but it started when he tweeted out that he had just one of the worst rulings at the WSOP towards the bubble in the 2,500 no limit hold'em. Basically, a clock was called on his opponent. Pads was sitting there, stoic as can be. They did the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. The floor says hand is dead, but then we hear the player say call, and the floor let it stand. It was pretty egregious. Here are some videos that surface after that kind of show it in its full. 2 videos we're running back to back. Check them out.
I'm pretty sure. You have the camera, so you can check. I haven't shown my hand yet, but I bet a lot of money it's dead. But
I'll let Zach decide on this. That was like right on it.
we have it on camera.
How can we even do it? Like, I am recording, so maybe you'll see.
Well, I heard him say it before. He said dead and then he said call off dead.
No.
You have it on camera. You can check. Okay.
We can check. But...
All right, so there you see it. It's pretty clear evidence. Mike, Ben, Big Red, what do you guys think?
I just got to say, when you have a rule book with set in stone rules, they need to be followed. I understand that the floor has discretion in these spots, but I feel like over all of that, over the nonsense and stuff, you just have to go by the book in spots like this. And I obviously think that, it kind of sucks because, maybe the guy's a recreational player and, you could lose him playing in the future, but, we're in a big buy-in, we're in a poker tournament. The rules got to be the rules, and I think it's completely not right.
Yeah, Mike?
I think it's insane. I think it's like one of the craziest things ever. There was a good tweet from Scott Seaver where he said security would have to drag me out, and he said no offense to Pads, and no offense to Pads, but I think people at the World Series know there's no way I'm going out quietly in this situation. And I'll be honest,
Pads is very small, so he's easy to drag out. But
exactly. Exactly. Well, you just let out all your breath and you just go dead. It's like wait,
no,
they'll never take me. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's insane. This is so obvious. Pads let his guard down because the guy's hand was dead, and then the guy calls. Obviously has extra information, whether he used that or not sure, but this is crazy. We have video evidence. We have other people at the table saying it. We have the dealer agreeing, and then 2 floors are going to rule against him. I think this is beyond unacceptable. I played with the guy yesterday from the Colossus who got screwed over. He was furious at how he's been treated. He was like, I haven't heard. He's like, I talked to Jeff Platter. I talked to somebody a little bit, but the hand that got dealt for those, there was a heads up hand in the Colossus where the cards were switched. They dealt the small blind first.
We talked about that.
Yeah, exactly. There was one
ace versus ace king, and it would have been reversed.
It would have been reverse, I would have had half the stacks. It's $100,000+ mistake. And the guy was really angry at the table when he said, I hate the way that I've been treated over this. Everyone nobody seems to care. And like, for me, I came here, this is like, the World Series of Poker is the biggest thing for tournament poker. I thought that this was like, he's saying the same thing as World Series and MLB. He's like, I thought this was like the pinnacle. And I get a mistake where basically this happens and then I get nothing from it and no one cares. He's like, I didn't expect this at all.
In this situation with Patrick Leonard, I actually had heard, I did a little prodding. One of the things I was told, and it wasn't accurate, but I was told this, so I ended up sharing it on social media and deleted it, but it was essentially that perhaps the player had dropped in a chip to indicate a call, and then it wasn't seen by the floor, and then explained it. Again, I didn't see the second video when I said that, but that deleted tweet led to Pads responding, which in turn led to him talking with Jeff Platt, as you mentioned, Ben, and they seemed to kind of hash it out. You know, Jeff did tweet that he thinks that a tie should go to the player and it'd be a call, but here it wouldn't. He said that I don't think we'd have anything to debate on the show. We would all side with you and all say if floor says dead hand before the player says call, the rule is dead hand.
Tie goes the runner, but if the ball arrives to first base 2 seconds after the runner is there, he's safe.
It
Jim
seems
Joyce is umpiring.
It seems like they hashed it out. Patrick Leonard responded, respect, case closed for me, mistakes happen. I make dozens every day. I actually had the chance to catch up with Pads at the World Series of Poker to just get his take, offer him the chance to respond here on the Poker News Podcast. All right, I am here at the World Series of Poker with Patrick Leonard. We're going to talk about the hand. We showed the clips already. Everybody's seen it. We've been a few days removed from it now, so I'm kind of just curious now, your thoughts on it. It seemed like you and Jeff Platt had a good exchange on social media, but how are you feeling about it right now?
Honestly, in the exact moment, I was very calm because I just assumed I was going to, the ruling was going to kind of be in my favor because it was quite, in my opinion, obvious. So I was just kind of chill. In the video, you can kind of see I'm just kind of like this, and then the ruling happened, and then they were like, that's over, they walked away, and I was kind of shocked for like 30 seconds or so, so then I kind of walked after the guys and away from the table, kind of just like debated it. But you know how the World Series is, there's no music, it's very quiet, so everyone could kind of see, and I saw the floor was a little bit like flustered, like sweating a little bit, and I actually like felt like he kind of realized everyone kind of realized it was kind of wrong at the time, and I think he did too, and I kind of felt some empathy for him, I guess, at the time. So it was kind of an awkward spot for him that I'm kind of saying to him that's the worst ruling I've ever seen, whilst everyone's kind of looking at him. I think he's like a new flaw, so I kind of felt bad in the moment, to be honest, and then someone sent me the video, because when it's happening, you know, there's so much chaos. I'm like, did I really see that? Is that really what happened? You're not like fully, sometimes in your head, you're like, am I like too emotionally invested that I'm kind of like painting a different picture? Then someone sent me the video, and then I was actually getting a massage, and I was like, oh my God, that's like, the video's crazy, you know? So that then made me feel again like, oh wow. And then the next day I was just kind of over it, I think,
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously talked about by a lot of people, and there's a lot of, like, even I had to tweet out that was wrong in a lot of regards. I deleted it because I didn't see a second video. There was a second video that surfaced too, which made it even more clear, if you will. So, but in that tweet thread, like I said, it seemed like Jeff Platt even responded saying, yeah, when a hand is countdown said dead, it should be dead. Seems like they, seen the error of their ways, even though there's no recourse now. But what do you hope they learn from this, or they change in the future?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, a lot of people were saying to out the guy who did it. It wasn't a malicious thing where he was like waiting to get my reaction or anything like that. He just kind of like had a hand he didn't really want to call with because it was close to the bubble, and it was like his tournament life at risk. And then he probably heard dead hand, and he was like, oh, like flustered, I call kind of thing, you know? Because when you hear dead hand, it's probably the first time he's ever had the clock called on him. So to hear dead hand whilst the hand's still in your hands almost, he probably got flustered and then just like said, call, you know? Like he didn't really want to fold his hand kind of thing. So I think just when you hear, I think if you do ever hear dead hand, it just needs to be dead, because I'm also like tanking on the floor too, right? In my head, I'm hearing 5, 4, and I'm like, please get to 1, please get to 1. Then he says 1, and I hear dead hand, and you can kind of see on the video, I'm kind of relieved, I'm smiling. And something you don't see on the video is that the guy asked me, do you promise you'll show your hand if I fold? So everyone says I should mug my hand, but I've promised the guy I'm going to show the hand. So when I hear dead hand, I'm kind of like smiling and going to like, I have to show him because I've promised him I'm going to show,
Right.
you know? It's not like I'm trying to kneel him like, I got you. It's like people don't see the 7 minutes which happened before. So I think the ruling needs to just be that if you hear dead hand, if the floor ever says dead or 0, it has to be dead because the other person in the hand has probably been in the tank as well for at least 5 minutes.
Sure.
Because no one calls the clock after 30 seconds. So naturally you're trying to keep composed, and then that's your time to just like let out the breath, or sometimes you don't want to gulp. Like in your head you're like, if I gulp now he's gonna kind of think, so you hold it in and then you get dead hand and then you kind of let it go.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of these like small subconscious things which will happen. So yeah, I think quite clearly, and also that's probably the World Series rule anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be a good learning opportunity for them, the entire floor staff, and probably be reiterated. Like when it's a countdown and it hits 0, when you say dead hand, it's done, it's over. And unfortunately, took this situation, but sounds like you're cool with things now with the player that it happened against, etc.
The player for sure. I would just say sometimes the floor will come over and they'll get like a ruling. Usually it's because someone's acting inappropriately, let's say Cabral or whatever, and the floor will come over, give a ruling, and just like disappear straight away.
Yeah.
Sometimes in moments like this, like the floor I think made the decision, and like the second floor made a decision like 5 seconds or something and then walked away. You can maybe just like speak to the players or ask a little bit, just inquire, because everyone was being super reasonable. It was like there's no hostility. The guy who did it was very nice. If you watch the second video, I was super calm. I wasn't like screaming or shouting. I was like, oh no, it's fine. Like I'm sure we're gonna get the right rule. The guy in the video was being calm. Like all the other players on the table, everyone was chill. It wasn't like a hostile, like I'm gonna call the floor on that guy. It was like someone said to him, I'm really sorry, you've taken 6 minutes, I'm gonna call the floor.
Right.
It's like, it wasn't like a hostile thing where we would be arguing with the floor. You could just ask us. Also, the dealer had said, I think if you have a dealer there, he's the one who's kind of like neutral, because the floor's who's making the decision, he's checking the phone, his watch, everything like that. The dealer is literally just listening to hear dead hand and he's seeing what's going on. So just take more than 5 seconds so everyone gets like a reasonable kind of solution, because sometimes it will happen where Cabral will get called over and the floor just doesn't want to be there or whatever. I understand that. But if everyone seems like they're being reasonable and calm, it doesn't hurt to just take an extra 5 seconds to like find out what happened, Because if you're calling a second floor over, there must be a reason why,
100%. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. I know you're here to play, and thanks for sharing with us, and good luck the rest of the summer.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, let's talk about another big story that I kind of discovered. A floor person came up to me. This was in the Super Seniors event, and the floor person kind of was like, "We've seen table so-and-so, seat 1 has this card protector, and it's a butt plug." Right? Like, and so I took a picture of it, tweeted it out. You remember last year, it was in September, Club WPT Gold tweeted out their new card protector, and it was a tweet that was a butt plug with the WPT logo on it. It was a big, their limited edition gold 3D spade card protector.
Brought mine. They sent them to a bunch of people.
They would have made you tape the butt plug up.
You didn't bring it?
No, I did. I did.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think I can't cough?
Yeah.
Anyways, it was sitting there, and I tweeted, I'm like, what are the odds that this player knows what this is? Or does he legit just think it's like a little silver spade? Because it does look like a bit of a spade. But Big Red, I'm sure you I don't know if you use a card protector. I know you probably don't use one.
I'll tell you one thing, Chad. I do not use a butt plug as my card protector, and I do not use a card protector.
Okay.
Or a butt plug. Or a card protector.
I do protect my cards with my chip, though, as everyone should, by the way. Don't get your hand mucked. It's a horrible thing.
I think that's absolutely. I think card protectors should be banned in general. I think it's ridiculous. I think we shouldn't have. I think every time you should just be able to use a chip.
But butt plugs should be allowed.
Butt plugs obviously should be allowed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big. I think there should be card protectors if you want.
Anti-butt plug guy?
No, but I think it brings a little extra flair to the game and gives people a little chance to put their own personal stamp on it. Yeah. But I do think any player at any time should be able to request like a review of a card protector.
I don't want to have to do. I don't want to have to tell the. I don't want to have to go to the floor and be like, yeah, man, I don't know. Oh, this tiny little hippo this guy has. I think we should review it if we might have a camera in there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to call the floor every time. It's like, why don't we just not have card protectors so nobody has to worry about the fact there's a foreign object on the felt. You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to be nefarious, like I just think jerky to the table, and you think I don't stick a little camera right there in the end of my Thanksgiving jerky, just like that? Bang.
I don't know. I think recreational players really like it.
That's literally what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, I would say majority of the players that use card protectors. I'm not throwing any shade or anything because there's definitely good players that use them as well. But I will say the majority of players.
I don't think anyone.
The majority of players that use card protectors are going to be recreational players. So I don't think we need to target them with some weird rule.
And we know Mike hates recreational players.
Oh, yeah. Me and Rex don't get along at all. Dude, me and the Rex are homies. Come see me on the smoke break, boys. But in all seriousness, I think we're not losing. If we ban card protectors, is it just like, oh my God, we lost all the Rex. They're gone, you know? They can't have the hippo on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no hippo for me.
Look, Cabral might quit.
We'll deal with this.
He might
ban
quit.
card protectors now.
The hippo cannot smell the bluff anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
There you go.
you can use a hippo as a butt plug too. If, you know,
I think it would just be viewed as taking some fun away from the game.
Yeah.
More fun, you know. But in this particular case, the offending player did have to remove the butt plug card protector because of WSOP rules.
I just wish it was a WPT one. They're like, hey, you got to tape that up. And that was it. They didn't make him take the butt plug away. They just make him.
I would make him show me that rule.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think you
100%.
sent it in the group chat. It was great. There was like the leak by the WSOP sign in the hallway, and Club WPT said,
Slap some tape on
slap
it.
some tape on it.
Oh, yeah, no, that was really fucking good.
Yeah, I have to give him credit there. Let's talk about a good story that's come out of the World Series of Poker. It was late last night. Benny Glaser takes down the 2026 50K Poker Players Championship for bracelet number 9, $1.3 million. Defeats Josh Aryeh, heads up, Phil Ivey in third place, and was a very emotional moment for him. Clearly meant a lot. Mike, I know you've mentioned Benny as somebody you could see overtaking Helmuth. Here he has bracelet number 9, and is crushing it. And this is a big one for him.
Let me just say this first off, because like I and no one knows this, but I owe Josh Aryeh like an apology, because in my mind, I guess I just didn't realize how good he is, right? Like, I just always assumed he's one of Daniel's friends and he has like such a boisterous, nice personality. Like, I just assumed like he was like, he's amazing. Like, the guy's amazing. He's crushed his second place. This is in the PPC. He's having a great summer. I think Josh Aryeh is playing fucking fantastic poker. I think Benny Glaser might be the best poker player to ever live.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this. I drafted in fantasy every year except for this year because I didn't do a fantasy team except for the one we did. Shout out Gershon Distenfeld. And but I always draft Benny. I think when he talked poker, I talked with him for maybe 2 hands in a PLO tournament, and the way that he was explaining it, and he was like looking into the air while he was doing it, I can only explain it as like a super powered autism poker savant. And the way he was talking, the way he was explaining the hand, I was like, this guy is way better than me and like way smarter than me. And
it's like in A Beautiful Mind, the movie, where you see the numbers are
all right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that's the thumbnail. It's Benny Glaser in a shed in the woods. For our A Beautiful Mind fans out there, it's before your time. Hayden.
I've known Benny for a decade, and it has always struck me. And I think one of the main things I see with people who win multiple bracelets, who are crushers like this, who are top 10, top 5 of all time, is not just like how competitive they are, not how much they like want to win. But he goes into every hand, every tournament, every spot expecting to win. And it's just sort of like, it's not necessarily, I mean, there's some ego there, which I think is good ego, but it's like this inherent confidence of that poker so well that every time you're in a spot, like you're going to make the best decision, you're going to win, to the point where like when you lose or you get bad beat or whatever, it becomes this like I can't believe I didn't win that hand, and I think, maybe that carries over into some other parts of life that makes it tough. But man, I've never known someone more competitive, more like expecting to win every single spot. And that leads to greatness. I mean, we always talk about, okay, he's easily could be argued he's the best mixed games player of all time. He got second in that first 10K WPT World Championship for $2 million. I think he got 10th in the 25K Bahamas main this summer. I mean, the guy's got better no limit results than some people were talking about, the best no limit players in the world. Like very like auto first ballot Hall of Fame, maybe goes down as the best of all time. Like someone who I expect to win a bracelet every single year. He's going to be the GOAT.
Yeah, he just had a birthday. He's only 37 years old, so not eligible for Poker Hall of Fame yet, but I do agree. And when he turns 40 in 2029, that he will be
There's no question. I mean,
and who knows how many bracelets he'll have? Then he won 3 bracelets last summer, and then wins the PPC this year.
Yeah,
we still got a lot of summer to go. So who knows? He said he's going to go for POI. Kind of silly that he didn't win it last year, not taking anything away from Sean Deeb. No. The way it's structured, he won it by the rules, but you win 3 bracelets in a summer. That's pretty strong.
But then you also have Mizrachi last summer too.
Right.
How do you? I mean, I would have been okay with it being a dual player of the year. Honestly, I think that would have been cool. But whatever.
The
special banner from Grindr just to say like, only person to ever do PPC and main in the same year.
It's just a picture.
Just like a separate banner. Like
just a picture of Grindr and it just has the little goat emoji above it or something.
Yeah. Or like he's got it shining around him like he's Jesus.
He's got the main event banner though.
He doesn't
That's
have
true.
that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Get
You
a
got a
banner.
banner.
True.
You got a
Amarillo
banner.
Slim has a banner. So
there was a winner's interview
Did he
with
do
Benny
it?
Glaser in which he was clearly emotional, really showed it, said he was going for player of the year. Check it out.
Benny, congratulations. Benny Glaser, Poker Players Championship winner. Tell me what that feels like right now.
Sounds really amazing. Has not sunk in yet. Might take some time to. Does feel like a bit of a dream right now. I'm so happy. It is just the dream. It's just like the pinnacle of mixed games achievement, and it's such a special tournament for me. I'm incredibly grateful.
Did you expect the reaction that you had, like just sort of bursting out full of emotion? Did you think you'd keep cool in the moment? Because obviously you must have thought about it a little bit.
I kind of did expect it to happen, honestly. I had a lot of emotions just leading up to the break. About 30 minutes before, I was full of adrenaline and I was just trying really hard to keep myself composed during that break. And then when I was on the verge of it, I could feel a lot of emotion. So yeah, in a way, I'm not surprised. It's such a special thing. Yeah.
I want to check it back to last year. You had obviously the 3 weeks with 3 bracelets. What are the expectations that you put on yourself when you come to a series like this? So obviously how you performed over the last few years, like you probably, well, this is the crowning moment. You are the best mixed games player in the world. Like, do you feel that yourself, and how to deal with that expectation?
I think I'm up there. I don't personally like saying like I'm number one. I think there's a lot of other great players who are in contention. As far as expectations that I put on myself, honestly, probably quite a lot. Sometimes I might be putting too much on myself a little bit. Like, I knew I was going to go hard for this series and kind of try to win Player of the Year again, but was going to give myself a little bit more grace than I did last year. But yeah, I really tried to battle as hard as I can for the whole summer.
What was it like narrowly missing out on the Player of the Year last year? Obviously, like 3 bracelets, you pretty much expect to be a shoo-in. Did that sting for you?
It did sting, I'll be honest, especially when I tried really, really hard for it. I had no days off for the last 3 weeks. I was burning myself into the ground, playing every tournament, going all in, blind, basically losing a bunch of equity during that, and literally the narrowest possible margin to lose it based on a technicality. Yes, it did kind of sting. If I was to potentially win it this year, that would be really incredible. Yeah.
So it's 9 bracelets now in 11 years. Obviously, so many come in within such a short time span. What do you think you're doing that other players aren't, that way you can keep getting yourself in these positions?
It's kind of tough to explain in a way. Aside from just volume and showing up every day, I am trying to just play my best throughout the whole summer. I'm trying to study and be the best player that I can be. And through that, hopefully just the results keep coming. And I think that I'm one of the favorites in the field, essentially, with how I play and how much work I put in. So it's really nice to see the results come in from that.
Before coming into the PPC, how did you feel your summer was going? I think for a lot of people, a 2nd and 11th and a few other deep runs, a lot of people would be happy with that, but it's not really a Benny Glaser summer. Were you happy with how things were going, or were you more on the disappointed side?
It was some of both, I'll be honest. As with some of the kind of exhaustion and like some health issues this summer, it was kind of tough just like emotionally dealing with things. I was really kind of trying to rally myself. I was getting burned out. So just emotionally, it was quite tough. The second place did sting quite a bit with how it happened. You know, I was huge ship lead for a long time, for example. Obviously, it's a nice score and had some other nice results this summer. So I was feeling kind of mixed and still like trying to battle for the summer. But this erases any disappointment for the summer, but so far by a very long way.
Hey, do me a favor. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. That's 3 episodes from the WSOP every week. Do me a favor right now. Click subscribe. All right, there you have it. Benny Glaser, congratulations.
Congrats, Benny
sure
boy.
We'll be talking
Congrats.
more about him this summer. I do want to talk about Poker Hall of Fame. I think we all agree that Benny will be in when he's eligible. But right now, the nominees are out. There is a list of 8 that came out. Jason Kuhn, Isai Scheinberg, Justin Bonomo, Chris Moorman, Ike Haxton, Mike Mattisau, Scott Seaver, and Sean Deeb. I think 4 of these people, 4 or 5 are first-time nominees. A lot of them are just first-time eligible. And 5 of the 8 nominees, first-time. So I'm curious, who do you guys think should get in, will get in? Up to all 8 could get in if they get the minimum number of votes, which would be, I think, 22. So here's how it works: is every living member of the Hall of Fame, 33 of them, get 4 votes to cast any which way they want. They could give all 4 to Sean Deeb. They could give 1 apiece to 4 different people. And if you get 2/3 of the votes, a majority, 22 votes, I think, you will automatically be inducted. If nobody hits that mark, it's whoever gets the highest votes. So it could be anywhere from 1 to 8. My guess is it's going to be 3, give or take 1 or 2, either way. So, Big Red, who you like? Who you think is going to get in?
Well, I will start by saying, in my opinion, Ike Haxton is the toughest player on the list. Now, I do think in terms of like WSOP Hall of Fame, like it's got to be Sean Deeb. I mean, I've seen him at the top of every single list I've looked at, and I think there's going to be some heavy voting for Deeb this year.
Yeah, Mike, Ben?
No, I think everyone. I think the whole list should get in except for Mattisau. It's Mattisau and name the list again.
It's Kuhn, Scheinberg, Bonomo, Moorman, Haxton, Mattisau, Seaver, and Deeb.
Okay, so I think like 6 people automatically get in out of there in my mind in the next few years. Maybe not this year. The 2 that might not are Justin Bonomo and Mike Mattisau. Justin Bonomo for the respect to your peers part. Obviously, he doesn't get a lot of respect from his peers because he has cheated in the past. He has made inflammatory statements. Some people agree with, some people don't. I don't want to get into the politics of that exactly. He's no matter what side of the political aisle you stand for, he's made inflammatory statements on both sides. The guy's not a likable person, right? The poker community doesn't really like Justin Bonomo, no matter where you side, right? Mike Mattisau, same deal with the respect to your peers. I feel like he has the respect of a lot of the guys who play there, but if we're all being honest, if you register a $10,000 poker tournament and you had to pick, do I want Mike Mattisau on my starting table? I want him at my starting table 100% of the time. And so I don't know about you, but there shouldn't be anyone in the Hall of Fame from the player standpoint that I want at my table in a 10K. They should be a tough person to play against, right? In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think you ask anybody, nobody's afraid to play with Mike Mattisau.
I agree with that in the sense of now, but I do think that the Hall of Fame should have more to do with like the entirety of the career.
It's true.
And I think maybe like, 10, 15 years ago, people really didn't want to be at Mike's table. Like, and I really think that, should be weighed into that conversation a little bit. I'll take it back just a little bit. But I will say nowadays, him versus these other guys that are nominees, of course, we would all rather have Mike at our table.
Sure.
I got no issue with anyone on this list in terms of the fact they were nominated. I agree with everything you both said in terms of respect of your peers, et cetera, like all makes sense. But I got no issues with anyone on this list. I think there are a few people who, I'm surprised aren't on there too. I'm glad that we have so many more nominees and that that the changes have been made to get more people in. But, notably Matt Savage, who's been nominated for the last 10 years and was not on this list. Jeremy Osmus, who was on the short list the last couple of years, not on this list.
Oh, wow.
But, of the guys on this list, it's hard to argue with the Kuhn, Deeb, Seaver, Snap getting in. Those guys have been incredible at the highest level in all facets of all types of the game for years and years and years and are just eligible now. But yeah, I'm just really happy that there's a new system in place that's going to get the backlog at, we're figuring it out. In theory, we could get, what is it? 6 at a time?
You could get all 8.
Oh, you could get all, okay. Yeah. I mean, in theory, you could get all 8. Like, it probably is almost statistically impossible to do, but we're going to have a lot more entries in the Hall of Fame, which is important. I also think, and I'm not going to harp on this because I know we're going to have other conversations about the Hall of Fame. We're going to have other people on to talk about it. But there needs to be kind of a separate industry category too, because we're about to hit a backlog of people that, there's so many people who are about to turn 40 or are 40, deserve to be in for their play, for all of this stuff. But then guys like Isai, guys like Matt Savage, who aren't in so far, well, those guys deserve and maybe have done more for the entirety of poker than just some of these players. But it's almost impossible to not be overshadowed by Sievert, Kuhn, Deeb, et cetera, and makes sense. So we're going in the right direction in terms of how to fix the Hall of Fame. And I think everyone on this list, there's no surprises there. If anything, I'm really happy that Mormon got on this list because I feel like online play and, even sometimes non-Americans don't get as good a shake as some of these guys do. So the fact that Mormon, who is unequivocally the best online poker player of all time, until Mike takes that title.
That's a good point. I mean, we talked about that with the Tower and Katie Swift in terms of European representation in the Poker Hall of Fame. And here you only have Mormon, really, because Isai, I think, was Canadian. I will stand by, I don't think, I think the Poker Hall of Fame is lacking and can't be taken seriously until Isai is in there. He should have been in a long time ago. But the way it's structured with votes, I know that would be tough. I think Negreanu probably advocate for him. So here's the thing. I think everybody on the list deserves to be in. They're good nominees. But the way the Poker Hall of Fame operates is the living 33 members. Yeah. So I can't help but wonder, does Lyle Berman and Johnny Chan really know about what Kuhn is doing, what Ike Haxton is doing? Mormon, et cetera, et cetera. Jack Binion, so a lot of these older guys rely on word of mouth or talk to the other players like, who do you think I should cast my votes for? Yeah. So I actually think, my prediction is this. I think Deeb is going to get in. I think Seaver will get in. I think Kuhn will get in. And I actually think Mattisau is going to get in this year. I think that this is going to be a push, a lot of politicking behind the scenes.
Yeah, I do too.
I know he's good friends with Helmuth. Helmuth can probably sway a little bit. So I think that Mattisau might be able to, get the necessary 22 votes. Maybe not. That's just me, being hypothetical and what I'm thinking. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's talk about a couple of winners here. Josh Reichard, a good friend of mine from Wisconsin. I'm sure you've crossed paths with him.
I have, 100%.
Pretty damn good, right?
He's a damn good player, and I'd love to just sit down with him for an hour to see what he's doing in some of these spots because he just keeps doing it in these big fields, and it's just unreal. Yeah. He is just next level. That guy knows how to beat the mid-stakes tournaments. I mean, like nobody else.
Finished, let's see,
so maybe Maurice.
Third.
Yeah, it's too little.
He finished third in the Millie Maker earlier or last year it was. Third in the Millie Maker last year.
And nothing happened with the top 2 guys in the Millie Maker last year, so it's totally normal. Yeah.
Those who shall not be named, Jesse Aganuma and James Carroll.
Yeah.
And here he is.
So edgy, Chad.
Event number 62. I am the edgy one on the show, they say.
Everyone says.
Event 62, 2,500 no limit hold'em, 1,736 runners. Josh Reichard takes it down for $555,000. Some would say long overdue. He's an MSPT Hall of Famer, 2-time champ, has a bunch of WSOP circuit rings, a WPT title, now gets his first bracelet, and did an interview. Check it out.
Fucking time, basically. Yeah.
You've been dreaming about this. You said this was the one thing you hadn't accomplished. Now you did it. How does it feel?
Yeah, I mean, there's more things I haven't accomplished. There's a lot of things you could do in poker or even in the bigger scheme in life, but in poker, this was on the top of my goals, the things I've been wanting. And I wanted it real bad. It feels incredible. As always, I got so many people here supporting me. It's just awesome. It's like I have home field advantage, I don't really consider poker a sport, but I mean, it relates in that way. When these people are here making all this noise, cheering me on and stuff like that, it might even influence my opponents, because it's overwhelming. It's just awesome. It means so much to have all of them here, and I don't know, it's incredible. I don't know why everybody loves me so much, but I did something right.
Saw you walking away on the phone, talking to your father. Can you share some of that conversation?
It was about fucking time, basically. Yeah.
Short and sweet.
That was the extent of it. Yeah.
So there you have it. Josh Reichard, very happy to see it. Wisconsin's best, and just a crusher, Mike.
One of the most underrated players. I say underrated, just like, the casual fan at home might not know how good Josh Reichard is. When I play with Josh Reichard, I've only played with him twice, but I was very impressed with his table presence. I was impressed with his aggression on the bubble. I was impressed with his sizings. I was impressed with his thought process. There was a lot of things where I took note of, and I thought that he did really well. And for me to only play with him for a short amount of time, I thought that was really impressive. So every time I've had the chance to see him on stream, I've always studied and kind of seen how he conducts himself at the table. And he's incredibly hard to read. He's unpredictable. And I think this is a long time coming and good for Josh Reichard. This is going to be one of many to come for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Congratulations, Josh. Happy to see it. You had a great winner's photo with a huge rail group of people. He's got a lot of friends, a lot of supporters. And then another winner from late last night. This was in event number 64, the $25,000 high roller PLO no limit hold'em mixed. Finland's Eelis Parssinen. Parssinen takes it down for 1.1 million, defeats fellow countryman Juha Helppi, heads up, and it was his second bracelet of the year.
He won the really high roller PLO.
Yeah, he already won the 25K PLO.
Wow. For 2.1 million.
Holy shit.
That's a back-to-back.
We are
Jesus.
talking about Hall of Fame, talking about accolades, talking about things like this is a guy who, if he expanded himself some more, could be one of the GOATs. I mean, you might be looking
he is
at
one of the GOATs online.
Yeah, well, I mean, you might be looking. I'm gonna say he might be the best tournament pot limit Omaha player of all time. Like when it's all said and done, his results in kind of the small volume he's played live over the last 5-7 years is unreal. I mean, there's a couple guys in that category, Lataro Guerra, a few others who are up there who could be argued, but like, I think if you asked any of the PLO snipers who is the number one guy, they'd all say Eelis. So
I will say I'm friends with some damn good PLO players, and anytime we're watching, the WSOP live stream, or anytime, we're talking about it, his name always pops up as like, this is the toughest player to play against.
Damn.
He's number one.
I didn't know it was like that.
It was his third overall bracelet. His first was
like
I know he's like amazing, but I didn't know he's the number one.
Third overall bracelet. His first in
Tournaments.
2021 WSOP event 64 5K mixed limit. No limit hold'em.
Beat my boy
pot
Noah
limit.
Bronstein heads up, and I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then, that's who this guy is.
He is a crusher, and again, a lot of WSOP still to go. He's already got 2 bracelets, so we could very well see a 3-time bracelet winner again this summer. Let us thank our sponsor, Big Red. You get to tear into it if you want. We've got Think Jerky.
Are you picking on me because I'm big, Chad?
Well, no, Mike, look at Mike's fury.
Buddy, look at all of us.
You're taking Mike's jerky right now. He's like,
come on, Mike.
Shout out
I don't know what it is.
Think Jerky.
They were throwing PokerNews patch at me yesterday, and I was like butterfingers in it too. I'm like normally pretty good at catching. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well,
let me just say this: if you eat Jack Link's Big Jerky, fuck you. Think Jerky.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that seems completely. I know. I actually totally agree. Fuck you.
You can find it in the links. I will link to it in our show notes. You can order some.
Let me cut a promo. Hold on. Fuck you. Eat Think Jerky.
Yeah. It's like in Anchorman, if you don't chew Big Red, fuck you.
I also want to give a shout out to...
Are you going to chew Big Red later?
Karen from Kansas. I was sitting in the office the other day, and she was a fan of the podcast, and she stopped in. I said, let's take a picture, and I'll show it on air. So I'm sure we've showed that. And I know you guys are taking lots of pictures this summer, too.
Yeah. I wanted to shout out one guy. God, I'm so sorry.
Shout out Arya Stark.
Well, while you find it...
Juan Rodriguez, the winner of the seniors high roller this summer. Sorry, I forgot his name. Juan Rodriguez. I sat next to him at the Arya PLO, and he was like, "Oh, I love you guys. I listen to you every day. Like I could tell by your voice it was you." And he won a bracelet this summer. So people, thanks to everyone to listening and keep coming up to us and telling us you like us and how much you love me.
The dopamine boost I get from that every day is fucking electric.
No, but it's been really fun this summer talking to a lot of people who listen to the pod and. Talking about how much...
Chad wants to wrap up so bad. Look at his face.
Sorry,
Look at his face.
Well, I got to announce a book winner, too, because... so here's the deal.
Did they actually show up this time?
So here's the deal. Zachary McDonald actually got in touch with me about the Daniel Negreanu signed book. And he was getting married or was at a wedding or something, hence the delay. And I'm like, look, I'm going to honor it. So I'm going to send him that book. But I did promise a Negreanu book giveaway. So here's the deal. I need to get another book. I need to get him to sign it. So once I do that, I'll go back to the episode and select another winner for that. But I did select a winner for the Positively 5th Street signed copy by Jim McManus, Carl Derry, 9295. You are the winner. You said book. I'll get a hold of you. So you better. You got 48 hours from when this airs get a hold of me and I will send you that signed copy. That is going to do it for this episode. Before I do, Big Red, I got to ask, like, what's the rest of the summer looking like for you? You going to be out there in the streets?
I will 100% be out there battling. Looking forward to the main event, as that's...
This is your first one?
No, I played
Played
last year.
Okay, because you're 22, right? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I did play last year,
Hell yeah.
and that's the event I'm mainly looking forward to. I'm playing a lot of online stuff and mixing into live here and there, trying to take some breaks. It's my first full schedule. You know, I rushed it a little bit too much. I got worn out, and the fatigue started to hit. You know, the decisions weren't 100% on point, and yeah, just looking to shake it off and finish the summer strong.
Yeah, I can tell you, I've been in the industry a long time. Ben has as well. Mike's got a good eye for talent. I think we would all agree that you're a player that people should watch out for, that you've been on the rise, you're amassing results, and it just feels to me like big things are in store.
I appreciate that. It's like I said, it's, you know, surreal to really be in this seat and have, you know, people say that about me. You know, I never thought something like that.
That is going to do it for episode 980 of the Poker News Podcast. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, give us the 5-star review. We're trying to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube ahead of episode 1,000 of the Poker News Podcast. I am this close to being able to reveal details publicly. We're finalizing some stuff behind the scenes, but we have some big plans for episode 1,000. It's going to be a big celebration with lots of giveaways involved if we can get to 100,000 subscribers. So click now. I'm Chad Holloway, Ben Ludlow, Mike Holtz, and our special guest, Big Red, Hayden Hetland. We'll be back on Tuesday with a brand new episode. Until then, we'll keep a seat open for you.